What is something you used to think people were over-exaggerating about until you experienced it yourself? How fast time feels like it goes. Every year feels like it's going faster. The other week my 10-year-old nephew said, "Wow, I haven't heard this song in forever." The little dude was referring to 9 months LOL. I mean that's 7.5% of his whole life. Panic attacks. I thought I knew what panic attacks were when I was younger, and though, why are people making such a big deal out of this stuff? Turns out, I was never having panic attacks. I was just nervous and thought that's what people meant. When I actually had a panic attack, I thought I was going to die. And even then, for some reason I feel like that was one half panic attack. Hot flashes. I didn't think they were this bad. I'm a 31-year-old man who took Wellbutrin for the past month, and hot flashes are a side effect. I thought you just thought you were hot. No, motherfucker, you are. You're super hot legitimately. And you have to do something about it, or you'll go insane. It's not in your head. It's your brain raising your temps until you can't focus on anything else. 45-year-old woman here who has had hot flashes since I was 39. Yay, early menopause. LOL, no, it sucks. My hot flashes have been so bad that my glasses have fogged up. I have gotten nauseous from my hot flashes. I have soaked through my pajamas and sheets. I have literally slept on those big freezy things with the blue liquid inside that people put in ice chests instead of ice. I have stood in a freezing cold shower wishing the water was colder. I have been in the middle of professional meetings and had sweat start running down my face. Hot flashes are no joke. How much a kidney stone hurts. Most people expect it to hurt the most when passing a stone through the urethra. Nothing prepared me for the pain as it passed through my kidney ureter. 1 second I would be fine, carrying on conversations, prancing around nimbly-bimbly. The next second I would be keeled over, crying in agony, losing my lunch due to the sudden onset of crippling pain. 0-10. Would not recommend. The physical pain of getting older. Damn. The emotional pain too. I get so nostalgic and teary over the past and how much has changed. It's a weird grieving process over losing your youth and the way things were. How great homegrown fruits and vegetables are. I figured that was just gardener talk justifying their time-consuming hobby. Then I bought a house where the previous owner had a vegetable garden and orchard. That spring I saw these things coming up out of the ground and thought, is that asparagus? Cut them and cooked them and they were incredible then. The plums ripened. I never even liked plums, but I thought I'd try one, so I pulled it off the tree and bit into it. Well, that's not bad. Pretty juicy. Fresh picked fruit is far juicier than the stuff in stores. So anyway, I ate another plum and then another, and the next thing I know I've been standing there eating plums for like 5 minutes, and the juice is literally running down my arms and dripping off my elbows. And those hard and sour strawberries you buy in stores are nothing like soft, sweet strawberries slightly warm from the sun that never make it into the house because you just sit in the garden eating them as fast as you pick them. And of course, tomatoes. OMG. Once you start growing your own, you will never be able to buy another one in a supermarket. Old people telling when rain was coming based on arthritis symptoms. I ripped my kneecap out in a bad bicycle accident in high school. I'm 40 now and can barely walk before a big thunderstorm rolls in. The death of a pet. I knew it would be horrible, but I thought it was just a few weeks of grieving. I lost one of my cats to illness, and I didn't even cry. I was in so much shock, nothing felt real. And even to this day I still start to choke up when I think about her. We lost one of our cats almost 13 years ago, and my husband to this day cannot talk about it without tearing up. Tinnitus. It's torture. I don't mind it much cause I've had it since I was born. That means I don't know what proper silence is. You know that grief you see in dramatic movies when someone gets horrible news via phone call and just crumples to the floor wailing? Always felt like melodrama to me, until I got the call that there had been an accident and my dad had died. Using a bidet. I thought it was just weird and unnecessary. But during the great COVID TP shortage, I bought a bidet attachment to save on TP. And what a game changer a bidet is. I feel nasty using TP now. My first experience of using a bidet was in Vietnam. I had eaten some questionable street food and had explosive diarrhea. The bidet offered sweet relief as opposed to abrasive toilet paper. I highly recommend them. Skinny dipping feels incredible and miles different than swimming with a bathing suit on. And getting out of the water is 1,000 times better with no wet, soggy, saggy bathing suit attached and clinging to you. Just wet, free and clear, towel off. Insomnia. After 3 days, you don't even have a sense of self. You become a zombie of exhaustion. When your a-hole brain finally gives you a break, you sleep like 4 hours. Enough to flush part of the waste out of the brain matter but not to function in any capacity. I only had this level of insomnia once in my life, and it has convinced me of the need to have a machine to help put you under. Fuck that. Fuck that 1,000 times. The human brain is amazing but so fucking stupid at the same time. Like bro, I know we are stressed but if we don't keep working, you are going to be stressed and starving. Restless leg syndrome. I went to rehab and got clean from multiple substances in July 2021 and developed it about a month or so into sobriety. Holy fuck. I definitely thought it was just like some kind of tic where you had to move your legs. But that is not the fucking case at all. It's so annoying. Sometimes when I go to sleep and it starts, I feel like I can kick a tank into the atmosphere. Feels like I have 2 spirits on coke in each leg. Not fun. What helps me though is using my legs during the day. Get some energy out. If I haven't moved much that day, I usually just do some squats till my legs are tired. Might not work for everyone, but it has helped me a lot. Depression. The dead giveaway that people don't understand is when they ask, "What's making you sad?" I am not sad, I feel empty. And there is no reason for it. That's the worst. What's wrong? Fucking nothing. I have zero justification to feel this way. Giant sequoia trees. When I finally saw them in person, they looked fake. I could not comprehend a tree of that size. How heartbreaking it is to see your child suffering, and you can't do shit about it. Sex with someone you're deeply in love with. Heartbreak. I couldn't comprehend that level of emotional pain until I experienced it myself. How incredibly amazing narcotics feel. Had back surgery and was hooked up to an 4 of Dilaudid with one of those buttons so you could give yourself a little treat every 30 minutes. Holy fucking shit. I have never felt pure heavenly euphoric comfort like that before, nor have I since. I can completely see how people get addicted to the stuff. How much worse hangovers get as you age. That was a tough lesson. How much stress can fuck you up physically. When I was a kid, my mom had a horrendous job in a call center that made her so stressed she could barely get out of bed on her days off and was plagued by a mysterious allergy the doctors couldn't figure out. I figured it was depression at the time, but as an adult, I know it was literally stress because then it happened to me. My last job fucked up my wages and left me with pretty much nothing for food and bills after my rent for about 2 months. I got so stressed out I shed almost all the skin in my mouth, lips, had shooting pains in my arms. My skin broke out, my nails became really brittle. I was constantly nauseous and really gassy, bloated with no appetite. Chest pains so bad I was sure it was a heart attack. And then, like the day after the next payday, I suddenly felt pretty much fine because I wasn't as stressed anymore. That was in April, and by mid-May I was 99% back to normal. My jacked up nails are still a little janky, but they grow slow. Paranoia hallucinations. I kinda only viewed it as something I saw on TV. But about 8 years ago a doctor put me on the wrong combo of meds, and for about 7 days I was experiencing both extreme paranoia coupled with hallucinations. Everything I saw during that time was basically not real and not happening. I called my mom and told her I was in the ER and they were abusing me. Until all of a sudden 10 minutes after I hung up I came to in my bed. But to this day I would have bet you so much that was real. I also saw things that were not there in my apartment, and kept sending pictures of these things to my mom, but they were just normal pictures of my apartment. Honestly, how hard it is for someone to leave a toxic relationship. When I was younger I used to think, yeah, no way if ever let someone treat me like that. No way. But it's like you have blinders on when you're in that situation. Almost like you can't see what everyone else sees, and when they try to tell you, it just rolls off you like water. It leaves you feeling mildly uncomfortable for a bit. But you give it long enough and it goes away. Even when you start noticing the lies piling up, Start admitting to yourself that maybe you're being abused, catching the slips of their infidelity left and right. I lost a few friends that tried to tell me what was going on before it was suddenly like my head was above the water. I was awake, and almost hypocritically I still look back at myself and think, why didn't I just leave sooner? The exhaustion of parenting small children. I used to burn the midnight oil in school and stuff, and I thought I knew what sleep deprivation was. Holy crap, babies are on another level. It's not like finals week which will end, or a party you chose to go to. It just grinds on and on. Paradoxically, because it lasts so long, you get much less slack than you would if a one-time emergency kept you up all night. It goes on for years at a level most people would call a crisis, if it was brief, but it's just your life and you have to somehow do it. Do you have a similar story? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.